Hi, it's Manny from Bizmind again. This is the third video, how to learn from each and every customer meeting to the full extent. How to gather your own data. You own the experience. You own your own life. You own your own experiences. So it's your life, it's your data, and it's your destiny. But before we plunge into that, I want to clarify a couple of things from the previous video. First of all, we've broken down the customers to 4 different types, but the seller is only one of 4 at the moment. So we do have the content, and we have much more content that we have published. But that is an area of improvement, because the broken sort of like so-called broken profiles, which are like combinations of the 2 or 3, of course, give us a more accurate picture. But this is a work in progress anyways. And beyond that, I also mentioned that when it comes to the tips, we're going to do improvement on that area, so that every sales tip is of course attached to the persuasion methods, one or many, but there will be a graphic display, some sort of a picture or symbol, so you can watch them, you can read them, or you can listen to them. But that will change the entire UX UI a little bit, improve it, in my opinion, as this is a little bit too text heavy at the moment. Let's say that you go into the meeting now, and you may remember. And now, first of all, it'll ask me whether I'm hungover, whether I had a good night's sleep. How did the customer sound like over phone? It was like, yeah, when can he come over? It's like, damn, this is the 10th time you call. Let's get over here and let's get over with this. Is it a face-to-face? Skype is coming on real hard. It's going to change the game, and there could be totally different persuasion methods. Has that person ever bought anything off of you before or not? Now, there are various ways of starting a meeting. You can assess the customer. Perhaps you get a hunch over the phone, or someone else has met the person. You can try to, if you happen to know that person's, your customer's Twitter handle, we could use that with the help of IBM Watson. And then you can insert the customer code, or you could just plunge into it if there's no information available. Now, in the previous video, I named my customer Mr. Fat Cat and sent that profile. You may remember that. And as you can see, when I punch it in, I'll get the same report and can proceed from here. Start a meeting with this person, and I'm out to the races. Or I can assess the customer as we did last time. This is pretty straightforward. Or you can use the IBM Watson analysis. There's the person has to be active in Twitter in order for this to work. I have never met, and I have no association with the person, but Chris Sacca is a legendary VC, early investor in Twitter and Uber and all kinds of stuff, and a guru in the startup scene, and he's active in Twitter naturally as well. So if I put his Twitter handle there, then I'll get this kind of a meeting. Unfortunately, I've never had a meeting with the guys, so let's imagine that we go into the meeting with Chris Sacca this time. Now, here's the big thing. You set a meeting specific goal, and the definitions are there, and these goals have to be in a hierarchical order and tangible enough. So here, this is the default one. Sometimes we tailor these, but this is usually the one that fits many sales situations. Closing and recommendation, closing, conditional closing. Date is set, not necessarily usually a goal, but usually an outcome. A tailored offer, meaning that they're probably not going to ask for competing offers. Offer requests, you just know that you're in the beauty contest. They're going to ask bids from other players as well. trial or book or something of that nature. Ticket for follow-up. Customer provides additional information and all kinds of stuff a little later on. You pick one, and then you get some last minute advice, and you go in with the idea that, okay, this is my objective, play up this, play down this. During the meeting, you don't do anything. And after the meeting, you use that magic moment when you still have the tiniest little nuances in your memory, and you swipe them in. Let's say that it didn't really go as well as I hoped. Then they'll ask you, did you state your own meeting goals or not? And what did you do over there? Just some general stuff. And which persuasion methods did you use? And what was the customer's role in the organization? If there happen to be more people, you can swipe them in. And then you get some instant feedback later on as well. But the real gist of it is that now you have your own data. Now you can run analysis on which persuasion methods are you using, and is it working out for you? Now the win and lose means that whether you have reached your meeting specific goal. It is the discrepancy between the placed upon goals and the outcomes that provide us with an objective anchor that we can attach all this psychological mumbo jumbo to it. And we're patent pending in US and in EU for this kind of technology. And it is quite groundbreaking. Of course, they can, see what kind of people are you hitting it off with. For instance, for me, with these conscientious analyst types, go and practice, or for more fact-centric people. There's the shot chart. I mean, this is kind of messy. I have like a dummy data behind it, but the idea is that green dots are the successful meetings, on par birdies, eagles, and red ones are bogeys, double bogeys, and stuff like that. We're probably just gonna sport like last 30 meetings or something. But the idea is that if you win half and lose half, you'll get to the common denominators between the successful meetings and not so successful meetings on a level that you can actually act upon, and you can pick out the or sort the data. Of course, I mean, if you're active, we'll provide you with the data, and you can crunch the numbers with your Excel or stuff like that. There's no comparison to actually crunching the numbers yourself. But this is a big idea. All the cutting edge companies, your Zalandos or Amazons, everyone is gathering data. Data is the new oil or water, perhaps. And it is a big idea that now your average Joe the sales guy or Sarah the entrepreneur to be can start gathering their own data, and you don't have to memorize to use it. I mean, we can you can have Bizmind read your calendars, for instance Outlook, and whether it's like a 15 minutes before a sales meeting, we'll give you a push notification to start prepping. And if you're sharing a calendar with your colleagues, you can put like a hashtag or something there that it'll separate the meetings, your sales meetings, from your dentist appointment. But this is a big idea that there's an old saying that we may be through with the past, but the past is not through with us. And it is really, really, fascinating that, that is something that is so true in sales. You're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're not really even sure whether to play on the past references or play on the future possibilities. Who knows? Who knows? But this is a way to find out, and it's a fascinating world, and I encourage people to really dive in. Cheers.